What's going on, man? It's your boy Elite Physique Choxler, and I'm back, man. Let's go ahead and get right to the video. So, I had somebody today ask me, how can they lose the belly fat? How, like, that's all they want to do is just lose the belly fat. They want to lose that abdominal fat around their midsection, right? So, let's get into it. So, number one, you cannot spot reduce. I'm gonna say it again. You cannot spot reduce. When it comes to fat loss, you have to lose the body fat accumulatively, meaning that you lose the body fat all over your body at the same time. Does that make sense? You have to lose it all together. You can't just say, okay, I want to lose neck fat, or I want to lose fat around my biceps, or I want to lose fat just around my chest. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to lose it accumulatively, right? Does that make sense? All right. And another thing is, so based on your genetics, because we all have different genetics, right? We all have different genetics. So you may lose fat around your face first. Some other people, somebody else might lose fat around their legs first, or some people might lose fat around their, I don't know, their butt first. It all depends on your genetics, right? It all depends on your genetics. And like I said before, we all have different genetics. Everybody's genetics aren't the same. So you can't go based off of somebody else's fat loss. Like you can't compare. You can't compare yourself to other people. You have to look at yourself and where you're at based on your genetics, based on the amount of muscle you have, based on the activity level that you go through on a daily basis. You get what I'm saying? So, another thing, man. So another thing with the whole belly fat thing, you must be in a caloric deficit long enough, right? You have to be in a caloric deficit long enough to even lose the stomach fat around your abdomen, right? Around your stomach. Because, see, here's the thing, right? So the stomach has more alpha receptors than beta receptors. So in other words, what that means is for the majority of the people, including you watching right now, like, the stomach is usually, like I said, for most people, is the last thing to go, right? And you have to be in a caloric deficit long enough for the fat in your stomach or around your stomach to even like shrink and disappear. Does that make sense? And like and like I said before, it's hard, and it's usually the last to go once you lose fat everywhere else, because the stomach has more alpha receptors than beta receptors. Everywhere else has more beta receptors than alpha receptors. That's why it's so easy to lose fat, for example, around your neck or your face or your hands or your thighs and stuff like that. Does that make sense? I hope I really explained that well to where you can understand it. But that's why. So you have to stick to an approach. You have to stick to a diet approach long enough, and this may take months, hell, even maybe years, depending on how fat you are. You get what I'm saying? It all depends on how fat you are, your genetics, all of that stuff. So yeah, you have to pick an approach, right? You have to pick an approach, because check this out, right? Check this out. Now, like I said before, you have to be in the caloric deficit long enough for the fat to disappear around your stomach anyways, right? Because it's the last to go. So as you progress, as you go further down the road into the caloric deficit and you start to get leaner and smaller, your hunger hormones are going to really increase, because you're dieting. You're in a caloric deficit, meaning your energy, you're low in calories. You're low in calories. You're in a deficit of calories. You are in a deficit of energy. Does that make sense? So over time, when you continue to just keep dieting and dieting, you really want that six pack, you really want the six pack. Like I said, your hunger is going to increase and your metabolism is going to slow down, because at that point, your body, right? Your body is like, yo, like, oh shoot, we're running out of food, we're running out of energy. So we need to basically what we need to do is we need to make it to where this dude isn't expending more energy. So we're gonna make him more tired. We're gonna make him not jump around as much. We're gonna make him not wanna do as much, head bopping or toe tapping and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Because like your body is just trying to survive. That's what the body is really. The body just wants to survive. It doesn't know that you're bulking or that you're dieting. It doesn't know that. It just wants to simply survive. So what you want to do is, from this point, is you want to eat more low calorie dense foods, right? You want to eat foods that are low in calories, high in volume. Low in calories, high in volume, right? That's pretty much what you want to do. And by you doing that, right, you can eat a lot more food, lean meats. I keep saying this, lean meats, more vegetables, more fruit, right? Because with those, it's easier. Number one, it's easier to be in a deficit whenever you're eating a bunch of type of foods like that, right? The low in calories, so it's easier to be in a deficit, has a lot of volume, so it stretches out the stomach, right? Which means, so by doing that, you're pretty much tricking the body in a sense. Does that make sense? You're pretty much tricking the body to where you're full, but at the same time, you're still in a deficit. So does that make sense? So by you doing that, now you're sending signals back up to the brain saying, hey, okay, we're satisfied, everything is good. This dude is eating a lot of food, we're good, right? So, that's that. And if you don't know how to do that, and you don't know which foods to pick, and you're still kind of confused, you really don't know what to really do, hit the link down below and get the Fat to Fit Guide 2.0, man. And this guide, right? This guide comes with a workout plan. It comes with a grocery list, everything that you need to get, protein, carbs, fats, everything that you need to get from the store to be successful. It has everything laid out. How many meals a day that you need to eat, what you can eat, and it's gonna like get you results. So if you're serious and you need help, hit that link down there, because you're gonna have to invest into yourself, right? Click that link, and then if you do move forward with buying the program, follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna have that also down in the description below too. So once you do that, then at that point, now I can give you even more hacks, right? I can give you even more hacks in my other group. Does that make sense? So if you really need help and you just don't know what to do, man, click that link down below. Get yours today, man. Let's get it. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the video. Another thing, fill up on a lot of fluids, water. You could do like you could do any type of like sugar-free, 0-calorie beverages. That's really good. That'll also help stretch the stomach out even more. That way you're not as hungry, and it'll be easier to stick to your diet. So, and if you're just consistent long enough and you just stick with it long enough, you will eventually lose that body fat. But like I said before, it has to be done a certain way. And if you don't know how to do that, get the plan, man. Get the plan, follow it step by step. Everything that you need is in there. Like I said, the workout, the grocery list, the amount of meals you need to eat. Everything is explained. Everything is explained. Everything that you need help with is all in the plan, man. But yeah, I really hope this video really helped. And if you did, drop a like. Also comment, subscribe if you're new. And it's your boy Leafy Z Troxler, and I'm out. Peace.